Welcome to Nazareth Care Homes. As a member of staff, you are linked to the family of Nazareth throughout many parts of the world. We hope you will enjoy the experience. This program will give you a glimpse of our history and the core values which underpin all that we do. Let's start at the beginning. Let's examine our logo. You will notice first of all the cross, indicating that we are a Christian organisation founded in the 19th century by a group of sisters known as the Sisters of Nazareth. The three figures you see are Jesus, Mary and Joseph, whose home was in Nazareth and from whom we take our inspiration. Our story begins with a young Frenchwoman from Brittany, France, Victoire l'Arménienne, born 1827. Victoire came from a Catholic family whose faith was strong. She was a lively young woman who enjoyed life. Her early life was saddened by the death of her father when Victoire was only 11 years old. On completing her schooling, Victoire went to live with an uncle in Rennes. She showed a talent for business, eventually setting up her own. Her deep faith went hand in hand with a love and concern for those less fortunate. So much so that on meeting Jeanne Jugan, foundress of the Little Sisters of the Poor, Victoire left everything to join a group of young women caring for the destitute. She was sent to London, where she was appalled at the dire conditions of the poor, both young and old. When the Little Sisters left London, Victoire and a few companions remained. Later on, they became known as the Sisters of Nazareth, with Victoire l'Arménienne becoming foundress of the new congregation. Why did Victoire choose the name Nazareth? Nazareth was the place where Jesus grew up in the company of Mary and Joseph. Jesus lived an ordinary life, helping Joseph in his carpenter's workshop. Love, joy, prayer, and care for others characterized that home. Victoire wanted each home to absorb this spirit, so that every Nazareth house would be a place where all were loved. Moved by the poverty and misery surrounding them, the sisters opened a soup kitchen, perhaps the first in London. Hundreds came from all over the city, with the sisters rising at 4 a.m. to prepare the food. Depending totally on charity, they went out collecting each day. At first, they often met with ridicule, but as their work became known, people of all denominations helped them. The sisters prayed daily for their benefactors, and the practice continues to this day. The sketches you see were drawn from life by an artist who accompanied Alice Meynell, a good friend of the sisters, to Nazareth House in Hammersmith. Alice later used them in a book on Nazareth House. This sketch captures the relaxed atmosphere in which the elderly lived. Alice wrote of the confidence, happiness and care given the children, which is obvious from this drawing. Victoire l'Arménienne was ahead of her time in purchasing a house in Southend-on-Sea as a convalescent home for sick children and sick sisters. This facility may have been the first such home in England. There is a flourishing care home there today. The challenges of the past facing Victoire and the early pioneers were principally the great number of destitute people needing care. Funding was an issue, and initially there was a great deal of prejudice to overcome. The sisters' strength lies in their lives of prayer. Most relationships break down through lack of communication. The sisters, keeping daily in touch with God through regular prayer, were given the courage they needed to persevere. Today, social conditions have vastly changed. Care for the elderly is part of the responsibility of government agencies. Staff are required to train in order to understand and cater for their needs. As families, for the most part, are unable to care for older members of the family, there is an ever-growing need for home and residential care. The sisters have 2 nurseries operating in the region. Again, this is a great need today, as both parents or guardians have to go out to work. What are the core values? The core values underpin all we do, providing guidelines in our care of young and old. The life of Jesus inspired them and continues to do so. They are respect, acknowledging the unique dignity of all; compassion, showing empathy to others in their suffering; patience, remaining calm in difficult circumstances; justice, upholding what is fair and right; hospitality, creating an environment where all are welcome; love, showing unselfish care for everyone. Each year, all members of staff are given the opportunity to deepen their understanding of these core values through a series of workshops conducted by the Mission Alive team. Let us look at the organization of our homes. The Sisters of Nazareth are present in the following countries: England, Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, United States of America, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Sister Mary Ann Monaghan, who is the Superior General of our congregation, is the present successor of Victoire Larmenier. Sister Mary has overall responsibility for the entire congregation. She is assisted by a team of sisters who reside at the headquarters or mother house of the Sisters of Nazareth in Hammersmith, London. We have administrative regions throughout the world. The sister in charge of each region is known as the Regional Superior, who is also assisted by a group or council of sisters. Local houses are in the charge of a Sister Superior who is responsible for the smooth running of that house. The resident community of sisters in each house are involved in a range of activities, both within the home and beyond. The UK region consists of 14 care homes and 2 day nurseries. The Regional Superior and her council, supported by the Regional Chief Executive Officer and team, work together to ensure the efficient working of all the care homes and day nurseries throughout England, Wales and Scotland. Each individual home has a general manager who, together with the local Sister Superior, is responsible for providing day-to-day care for that particular house. All staff, whether engaged in care of the young, nursing care, administration, housekeeping, or maintenance, are valued. Opportunities are provided to develop their skills and deepen their understanding of our ethos. Our journey continues today with quality care based on the core values in every Nazareth home. Today, care of the young and old is as necessary as ever, but we need dedicated staff to help us realize our goals. All those who live and work in Nazareth homes are invited to share the vision of Victoire L'Armenian. We need you to help us pass on the spirit which animated the early pioneers, so that all who live and work and visit Nazareth care homes will feel loved and valued. Together, we can make a difference to the lives of others. Thank you, and welcome once again to Nazareth Care Homes.